Hey guys, it's Mecha-san here. Now, recording my reaction to the live reveal event of Destiny 2: The Edge of Fate. Yeah, I'm not doing a live stream reaction or anything like that. Sorry, people. I'm bit this today. I'm a little busy here. After this, I gotta do something else, and I gotta do a bunch of other stuff. Eh. Yeah, no, I typically, yeah, no, it looks like I have a busy ass schedule, but really, this is actually kind of light and fun for me. Why I do this, why I exist in this, why I exist here. But anyhow, so this is the next part of the expansion here, in which the Nine takes center stage, and well, I'm interested as well because a lot of lore has been dropped in the Nine here. Much has been revealed. I mean, I didn't even know that the reason why the emergency early warning sats were offline was because of the Nine. The very sats that allowed that would have warned us about Gauls coming in the Red Legion. I always thought it was just. I think everyone pretty much thought that hey, it was the Red Legion themselves. They found a way to disable those satellites thanks to whatever scions they had on their disposal. But no, the Nine were responsible. Huh. The biggest thing, of course, is that the Nine are split, with five of them essentially helping humanity and the light here. They're the ones that send out Zur and the emissary. Speaking of which, about Zur, any chance we can update the rotation on the catalyst he's got here? Because it's at this point it's pretty much the same catalyst over and over again. How about some new ones here? I would like the catalyst for the Forerunner. Just saying. No, some of the catalysts that would otherwise be hard to find or require Crucible matches to get. I'd rather Deserve give it to me. Of course, I still have to do Crucible runs here, like with the Mida multi tool for to iron to master that catalyst, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, we got those ones here. We got those five, and other four wish to try a brand new existence, believing it's their next stage in existence here, and they're the one causing some gravitic anomalies. And it seems this could be a threat to the system. I can't help but think the old saying, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs, losing a few eggs. At the same time, though, but in that, what exactly are the eggs that this four of the nine want to use in order to create their next stage? Because the nine, they're all anchored to the planet in the Sol system. For these four to achieve the new state, do they have to essentially free themselves of that anchor? Ooh, how exact? And yeah, that's a curiosity, isn't it? There's of course. Then we had the whole thing with the AR chess match, which many think is a dialogue, and of course there was the Aeon Collective, the Apollo Intertemporal Observation Network. The only time this was ever mentioned was back in Vesper's host dungeon, which I haven't done yet. Here I gotta do that here. If anyone of you guys want to get together and for a run, for a first run for me, slow run here because I want to collect all the little lore bits and everything. Hit me down below in the comment sections, or go to hit my Discord server and the co-op missions. We can set up a schedule and everything like that. I I'm curious about so much stuff here. It's like, yeah, that was the only time they mentioned the Aeon directive, and I saw like the Aeon thing they got going on here, but with how the chess pieces are taken and then dropped off, and how essentially the drifters used as the drop-off point unintentionally. Interesting. And he tried to leave, but didn't get far. They, he mentions how in the cutscene someone is throwing stones at our windows. That's not good. That is really not good. That's a very ominous analogy. Unsettling. It's not a knocking at the door, it's literally throwing stones. It's only a matter of time before one of those stones break the window, and that's a mess. That's always going to be a mess. So, yeah. This is worrisome. They also tease the possibility of another case of like Neomuna, another human city that survived the collapse. Why not? Maybe something in Pluto? The Oort cloud is mentioned, which, yeah, it's a cloud, not that just out of the system here. For a Halo reference, people, that's actually where the UNSC Infinity was being constructed by Oni before, back then it was supposed to be an arc in case the Covenant do win. So yeah, could there actually be a human colony there that managed to get away farther than like one of the Indigo, like one of the Exodus ships? We got Exodus Black here. Neomuna was what? Was it Exodus Yellow or Exodus Indigo? I forgot. I get those mixed up, but yeah, either way, one of the Exodus colony ships. And we know that a bunch of colony ships were sent to that made the founding of the Awoken in the Dream in a new realm. So who's to say that due to unusual forces, which the Aeon Collective did detect here, like forces that defied all laws of physics, so paracausality. I like that. One could have easily been sent to the cloud and couldn't come back. And so they had to build there, survive. It's interesting. Very interesting. I don't know. I do know that Bungie's currently also has trouble here. Apparently I hear they're being sued again for the whole sunsetting thing. And how... Yeah, they had to reveal the reason why bringing back some of the old location would be difficult. It would help if people stop suing them, then they'd have more money. Let's watch this. But let's get to that here. I should do a few more runs of the Prophecy Dungeon. I have not done a lot of dungeons, actually. Well, repeatedly. Okay.
What follows light and shadow is silence.
The emissary? Oh!
Breaks.
I remember this.
I am summoning you as a new age begins.
The hangar.
See sapient life turn to each other.
Those guns? Like they got guns there?
Remember how to look to the stars.
Okay.
They
Portal.
remember curiosity. They remember how to thrive.
Holy crap.
But they have forgotten.
What the? Oh.
They forgot we were here long before the Traveler.
Is that the piece that...
They forgot that they need us. But they are fated to remember.
Oh. Yay, Warlock.
Remind them.
Look at the new suit.
I'm sure you will. But not through me.
What?
Find someone else.
Whoa! What the hell? Oh, she's a guardian?
My will is my own.
Quote Zer right there! Well, paraphrase Zer! My will's not my own, now my will is my own. The Guardian should.
Everyone, hello and welcome here to Bungie HQ in beautiful Bellevue, Washington. We have got an amazing stream lined up for you to tell you a little bit about the Edge of Fate and the future of Destiny 2 as well.
Looks like,
my name's Andy. I work on the social media team.
Was this
here,
reveal? Was this ever hinted at? The emissary was at one point Guardian,
share some of the finer details of the stuff that
or something else entirely?
Today. So, how about we go ahead and get into it so we can show you what we got. Starting first with this gentleman on my right and to your left is someone.
Oh, I love that! Right, oh, that sniper! The window! Damn it!
Robbie Stevens, assistant game director. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Andy. It's always a pleasure to spend a day with you.
Yeah, it's been a nice time, honestly, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Well,
always.
To that end as well.
Nice statue right there.
As much as we do, can you tell
God,
us
I want. How much does that cost?
Yeah, sure. So I'm one of the creative and game directors for the game. So that means like I'm a vision holder, and I work across the entire Destiny team with people like Allison and Dylan on the couch here to chart a new course for Destiny and a new future for the game. And just incredibly excited to be sharing.
All those ghost shells, those ghost designs. How much do they cost?
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, of course.
And of course, as we move, pardon me, right on down the line, someone who again has also had the good opportunity to join us on these streams as well, and is now firing some finger guns like a pro.
Finger guns.
Destiny's narrative director, the one and only Allison Lures. Allison,
hello.
how's it going?
It's going so good. I'm here on a couch and I get to yell about Destiny with you. So
Not
it's a
bad
good day.
Yeah, honestly, I'll take that anytime I can. Well,
Same.
for anyone who also hasn't had a chance to yell on couches about Destiny with us or hasn't joined us in the past, do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So my name is Allison. I'm the narrative director for Destiny 2, and so that means it's the job of me and my
She,
team
her.
to make you laugh and make you cry and make you go, whoa, I totally forgot about this thing from 8 years ago. How did they remember? It's because we're good at our jobs. It's
true.
And you follow lore
Sit
channels.
in on the writers' rooms. I can now doubly confirm that. So thank
And
you.
you follow lore channels as well, no doubt. I mean, I know these guys mentioned my name is Bife.
The gentleman there at the very end of the couch, someone who is a friend to all Guardian kind, who's known far and wide, a member of the Destiny Global Comms team here at Bungie, Mr. Dylan Gaffner. How's it going, Dylan?
It's going well. How are you, Andy?
I'm doing so well. Thank you so much for.
Got to make sure to ask every time.
I appreciate it. You need all the help I can get. Well,
How about
to
some new
anyone out there who
comics?
May not have accosted you on the wild world of social media, or is just somehow meeting you for the first time.
Anyone else
tell us
miss
about what you
comics?
do here at Bungie.
My name is Dylan Gaffner, formerly community team, where we would go out, collect your feedback, translate it to the dev team, and then bring their information back to you, kind of be that middleman. Now I'm on Global Comms, so I'm going to be in more of like a puzzle piece organization stage of what do we talk about, when do we talk about it, why do we talk about it, and then just making sure we get the information out to all players.
Yeah, well, we all appreciate it. Thank you for always being the voice of the player inside our hallowed halls. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, well, now that we've kind of got the intros out of the way, let's talk about our new saga. Robbie, I'd love to start with you. What's up next in Destiny, and where are we exploring?
Yeah, so our first expansion this year, The Edge of Fate, is the start of a brand new multi-year saga.
The
called
Fate Saga.
The Fate Saga. And so we want to tell a story about something older, about the nature of fate itself. Are we bound by it? Can we fight it? Because before the Traveler ever arrived in our solar system, there was already space magic here, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
The
ultimately,
Nine.
this is a story that we're going to explore one of Destiny's biggest
the Nine have been
mysteries
here
and
since-
foundations of the universe itself.
You're talking about the Nine, aren't you?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Just the
it's
travelers,
I know.
the travelers coming allow us to
We
more
did such a
perceive
good
the Nine,
job
I
with
guess.
this
Really buried that lead, didn't we? Yeah,
Just a little bit.
That's, but I mean, to that end, so who and maybe more appropriately, what are the Nine?
Yeah, so buckle
Dark
up.
matter beings, as I checked.
In the simplest description possible, the Nine are extraordinarily powerful beings that have been in the solar system for way, 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 way longer than the Traveler.
Since the beginning.
We can think of them as being kind of connected to each of the major celestial bodies. in
That
Sol.
planet
So
with the
that's
hole
each
in
of
it
our
here,
8
that,
planets plus
let me
the
guess,
sun.
that
Sorry, Pluto.
bit
Didn't make the cut.
became the hall that Drifter drags around.
There you go.
Yeah,
But,
Pluto.
the important thing to know about them is that
Pluto made the cut.
this is why we're going to be so focused on the solar system for the next saga. We want to ask questions about our home that we've never asked before.
Yeah. So when it comes to the Nine, obviously, Eagle-eyed Guardians have been able to spot references to them for quite some time, whether it be outright ominous or a straight-up game show in some cases. Can you tell us a little bit maybe about what we should expect from them?
Expect to be surprised. We're, like you said, the lore of the Nine really ranges from like Star Horse infinitely named.
Yeah, the Star
to
Horse.
The Nine doing genuinely awful, awful things
Yeah.
in the lore. And so the important thing.
Yeah,
to know
like
about them is that the
allowing
Nine are
golf to
this isn't a
pick the
collective,
Traveler.
it's not like a hive mind. Each of them are kind of their own being, their own person in the loose definition of a person. They have different wants and desires. They can ally with different members and fight with different members too. In the words of one of our characters really early on, there are aliens, and then there's aliens, and then there are aliens, and that latter one is what the Nine are qualified as.
Fair enough. All right, so being
So different.
power, something that the Guardians have gone toe-to-toe with in the past. We've even faced off against the very embodiment of the darkness itself.
Yeah.
What could be tougher than that?
Yeah, so this is something that we think about a lot about, because ultimately the Nine seek to free themselves at no matter the cost to humanity. And because they're extra dimensional in the ways that Allison are describing, they're not bound by the same rules that
Well,
we
four
are,
of the
that we
Nine
really
want to do
experienced
that.
before in the game today. And so humanity and the Guardians, to many of them, are ultimately just bugs that can be squashed on, that they don't really care or think about beyond, achieving their ultimate goals. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, for the last 10 years, Guardians have
An
really
ant has no
just been
quarrel with a
making their
boot.
own fate.
Yeah.
I mean, so the Nine is challenging that. How are we going to deal with it?
Yeah,
Make your own fate.
Whether we like it or not, the Nine have a plan for us. And like you said, Guardians are really good at making their own fate and going out.
Yeah, that's the whole
deciding who
point
they
of the
wanna be.
light.
But what happens when them deciding to make our own fate is exactly what our fate is? Like, what if that was the plan all along? These are extra-dimensional beings. That means they perceive our reality in a very different way and can interact with it in a very different way.
It's like they're a move ahead in chess.
Weird.
What a reference.
Who had
you
a
were
chest?
mentioning,
Nice,
obviously,
nice
the Fate
one.
Saga is one of the subjects
So
of
yeah,
today.
like
how
they
long do you think
basically
the
can
Fate
mess
Saga
the strings of fate, or
Fate Saga is
create
gonna
the
play
strings
out
of
over
fate.
several years, and ultimately, we know where we're driving this car. We know where we're going with it. But the conclusion of the Edge of Fate itself is going to leave you with more questions than answers, and it's going to be the catalyst
That Io?
into this new multi-year saga. Because we really want to return Destiny to being a game about big questions, right? And so the way we think about
The
this
House
is
of
about pouring
Devils?
jet fuel
Wait,
into
is
the
that
speculation
area?
engine of the game. So we're
Oh,
going to be
wow.
revealing a lot of ideas, a lot of concepts, and many of them we're not going to be answering immediately.
So we're gonna
because
get the
gonna be
Order of the
telling story
Hall, eh?
over multiple expansions, and we're going to be giving you those expansion beats more times than we have before in the past. And so the Year of Prophecy kicks off with the Fate Saga, and with it, humanity is now set on a collision course with this celestial pantheon of the system that has been here for a very, very long time. And so the Edge of Fate launches on July 15th.
At this point,
and then the second expansion of our year,
they
of
should go
Prophecy
more
is Renegade,
internal.
which comes this
Renegade.
winter. And then later in
Not just
2026,
this winter.
we've got Shattered Cycle and
Shattered.
The Alchemist.
The
A lot of
Alchemist.
stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of exciting beats. And so again, the Edge of Fate is just the beginning of this long journey of this awesome vehicle we're
Gotta
all jumping
admit,
into
that one's
and driving
interesting.
together, and it's going to take us to some new places.
That's exciting. So, with regards to the Edge of Fate right here in front of us, you were also nice enough to bring the class something today. You've got some gameplay with you,
Oh
right?
yeah, we got some clips.
Oh, yeah.
Show
we
me,
should,
show
we
me,
should
show
those
me.
off.
It's a
Check-
doozy.
Let's check it
Kinda
out.
like the present. Let's check it out.
I'm looking for. What the? A subway?
Observe, connect, conceal. Guardian, I had a vision. Conform, comply, return.
Conform. That's.
I'm to show us disasters. Observe, connect.
This looks like the Reef almost.
I'm not human anymore.
What? Nice new armor?
Conform. Comply.
Vex Architects?
No one else should know what this feels like.
Those are new. Look like Fallen, but. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Nice armor for the hunters.
Terminate.
Nice new weapon. Sage's hand cannon. Commander.
Remove your scornful blindfold.
Are we? These.
Observe, connect.
Okay, some Vex I recognize. But the Fallen, and look, traveling through there, what the? Oh, this a new house, or wait, that look like House Dusk? Like the House of Darkness. Wait, the blue, wait, that look that green. Oh. That green on that Fallen makes me think House of Exile. on the moon.
That gives us an awful lot to go ahead and continue to dive into.
There's a lot
and
that
here to
gotta
help us go ahead and explore
dissect.
a little bit more of it. Everyone, you probably noticed we've been joined by someone new here on the couch. We are privileged to be joined by someone who's the originator of perhaps my favorite all-time Destiny emote, the one and only Dave Samuel, art director here at Bungie. Dave, how's it going, man?
It's going great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. For anyone who maybe for some reason somehow
Yeah,
doesn't have
Eris
that emote
took-
in their collection or hasn't seen you at a past Vidoc, do you mind?
Obviously, I
telling
must
us a
have
little bit
taken
about
the
what
rest
you
of
do?
her house.
Yeah, I'm art director.
House
at
of
Edge Fate.
Darkness.
I work with the art team to
Back to Reese.
visualize the narrative and design and kind of bring it all together.
It's a lot to bring together. Thank you very much for being here today.
So what?
So with the Edge of Fate, it's obviously the first
The
expansion
houses
in the Fate saga.
all divided
Allison, I'd like
back
start with
to
you, actually.
Destiny
What can you
1
tell us about
era?
The Edge of Fate.
The Edge of Fate.
We have
begins
now
with
to
an
deal with the
invitation,
king,
and
the
we are
devils,
invited, along with
exiles
a
again.
very specific group of people to a location, to a moment in time, for a very specific reason.
Very specific purpose.
Very specific reason and purpose, yes. And the place that we're going to is called Kepler. And so
Kepler.
you may be saying, now, Allison, hold on.
I remember
hold
some
your
of these
horses
art.
for a
I
second,
thought- an
because
aircraft
Kepler I
carrier?
know is the one that's way outside of our galaxy. What do you mean we're going to Kepler? And I say, like, dear friend, didn't you know if you look inside in Destiny's universe, the Oort cloud at the edge of the solar system, you'll find a little planetoid that also happens to be named Kepler here in the world of Destiny. And that's where we're going, to Kepler.
Super exciting.
No,
This is
no,
kind of
did
a
not
Rocky
know there was a little
Horror Show
planetoid in the
show.
Oort
This is like
cloud.
like a first taste of something new, right?
Yeah, so
Or-
what you're seeing here is us just trying something new. We're expanding the universe of Destiny, creating new mysteries
Just-
to uncover. This whole destination is about exploring a
Literally
world, that
an
took
island
inspiration from
off
things
the
like Dreaming
coast
City,
of Seoul.
exotic missions, dungeons, and it's wrapping it all through a Metroidvania
Hidden in
inspired
fog.
experience.
And
so at
and
heart
the
of all
Vex
this,
obviously
at the heart of
have a
Fate
presence
is
here.
a player-driven exploration and discovery of an exotic world with brand new abilities.
So actually to even just maybe dig a little bit deeper, like how is the Edge of Fate going to be different from past expansions that we've made for Destiny?
Yeah, so at the global scale, when we're thinking about expansions in the Year of Prophecy and the formula of Destiny expansions going forward, first off, we're doing 2 expansions a year instead of just 1. And think of each of these expansions as a little bigger than something like a Rise of Iron from D1. And
So
both of
these
expansions
Fallen-
combined are going to be even more expansion.
This could be a
content than we
brand new
had.
house
And
entirely.
by delivering 2 of these
Unified
a year,
combat unit.
We're upping the pace of major
Corsairs?
world and story events.
Wait a minute, isn't that the
including
name
matter
of
players that are gonna be
the
pushing
Awoken-
the Fate saga
Awoken,
forward. And so, we're trying radical new things, which each of these expansions, and so alongside this new destination of Kepler, this exotic
So
world
these are
that players
Vex.
will explore with brand new abilities. We also
Chorus.
have world tiers, and world tiers
Coral?
allow you to take on a higher level of challenge on the destination in order to extract some of the best loot
Looks-
within the release. But
What did
what's cool about
Maya
world tiers is
found on
as
the
you play
sun
the mainline
in the Nessus
story and play through the
archives
first couple of world tiers,
that
you're going
makes
to
her
unlock
go
later world tiers, and as you're claiming
all the way to
abilities, as you're
Kepler?
exploring the world more, as you're discovering more within the release, you're putting these puzzle pieces together and you're figuring out how to solve all the mysteries on Kepler with different ways. And so you might play a puzzle in one way, a mission in one way, and when you're in these higher world tiers in the post game, you can start to solve these problems in different ways that you.
I remember one of the
before in original
old
playthrough.
theories here where,
And
yes,
so, alongside all of this, we're also going to have
one of the
a ton
excavations, stuff
quest
like that. It
content
looks like
we're
Maya
rethinking
is
about
delving
how we
through
like
the archives
to
on
use within
Nessus.
the game. And so on
One
Kepler,
theory
there's
was
some
that she was trying to
non-linearity
recreate
within
the
destination
infinite
content
forest.
itself. And so, with a lot of our
Even
side
a
quest
flawed
content
and weak
that is,
copy would
related
give
to
her
the
a lot of
critical
power and
path, but
options.
You don't have to play it. It's there for you to explore. It's driven by your discovery of the world. You're out in the field. You discover
she found
something and you
something
pick it up,
that
and that's going to help you explore the characters.
gets
and the
her
world
interest to go
of
beyond
Kepler
Soul.
more and go deeper on that
It's
story.
gotta be
And so, yeah,
powerful
again, this is
and
all
dangerous.
About us just looking at the formulas that we've been building in Destiny over the last 10
We got a
years.
bunch of
And some of them
Fallen
are really strong,
who
but
are
they're due for some experimentation. And
Elixir
some
using
changes, and so that's what we're
strand
seeing.
weaponry.
The first taste of the Edge of Fate.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I love everything you just said. I was a little distracted by some of the gameplay we were showing, like exotic sniper rifle. I think I saw.
Yeah,
recognize that.
and I see all
Some
that. Obviously,
enemies with a couple
new.
really cool twists. Like
I'm guessing a new
okay, yeah.
strand
But then also
glaive
there was a
weapon.
Guardian that turned into like a light
Yeah,
ball.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So there's multiple new abilities that your players are going to be able to discover on Kepler. That's going to make them.
Okay,
navigate
they're
and look at the world,
expanding
in
the
different
light-based
ways. But
abilities.
the one you're talking about, Dylan, is we see it as our premier ability, the crown jewel to release, and that's called Matter Spark. And Dave has joined us, and he's helps us take
Okay,
the vision of the
Solar
narrative, the
got
design, and the art, and
expanded
smush it
upon.
together in amazing experiences. And so I think
Arc-
Dave should talk to us more about Matter Spark.
Got new gimmicks.
So there's this new source of energy on Kepler.
I mean, you get
this
void.
strange dark
talking about for my
matter,
warlock
matter,
here. I'm a warlock guy.
So the
One thing they
Guardian
notice, of course,
binds itself
is
to the dark
all the
matter
new
using
weapons
the arc
and armor?
powers, within. You can
Vault
think
space
of the dark
increase,
matter as
please.
like a medium, and the arc is this catalyst that will like allow you to completely change.
We are literally a little
transforming
willow wisp.
into matter spark lets
matter-
you squeeze into tight areas, race around areas.
We're a freaking
jump over
electric.
stuff.
We're a freaking
And
little
it
willow
also
wisp of
allows
death.
you to turn into this basically electric rolling ball of death, jolting and shocking.
Yeah, we're
enemies.
freaking bowling ball. Electrical bowling
Obviously,
ball. That's
One
awesome.
big part movement, one big part combat. But I mean, even just in addition to that, to look a little bit, wider. Like, how did the Matter Spark
Matter Ball
influence
charge.
the world that we're going to be inhabiting?
Yeah, the team really had to rethink what it means to build a destination with these abilities in mind. A simple hill becomes a ramp to get to a new space. A crack in the wall, it basically will reveal a whole new area to
Bulb.
explore.
Ugh.
It's also a new way to engage with enemies. Instead of taking a bunch of enemies head on, you can
Stabilize
find the Matter Spark
dark
pad,
matter.
transform, turn into this electric ball of death, and then just like start racing around the arena, dash over their heads, and flank from behind, and then really give the House of Exile on Kepler a bad day.
I knew it!
As well.
Exile!
It's a good day for us as well. So what are some of the other Kepler abilities that we'll be able to unlock while we're out there as well?
The House of Exile's
So each of these
back!
Kepler abilities
What,
are
they
a mix
move from
of
the moon,
dark
or is this a...
and our Guardian's powers.
I want to know more!
So we have the Relocator Cannon, which is this new fallen dark matter tech mixed with void. This is going to allow you to bypass laser walls, use these cascading relay networks, and just basically teleport around the world. Another ability that we have is Mattermorph. This is dark matter mixed with strand, allows you to manipulate the environment. You'll be able to basically push and morph and move geometry to create bridges, open up doorways, and then also reveal secrets and new opportunities.
And charge
So
up
it's really important
batteries.
about what Dave is describing.
Generators.
Thinking about building this world, it was all about like, hey, here's this new tool to navigate and see the world in a different way, and solve little puzzles and mysteries throughout the missions, the free roam, and the quest content, and beyond. But also, what was really important to us is that we lean into Destiny's first-class ability gameplay. And so, with Matter Spark, like Dave is mentioning, you're jumping, you're dashing into enemies to destroy them, you're doing giant explosions with them. With the Relocator Clan,
All right,
you're
the
just
question is,
blowing
can
everything up with
okay, this
void
is in
explosions
Kepler.
and
Can we
graviton
do this
on land style, like
on the other
projectile-
planets?
little secret projectiles. And then what's really fun about Mattermorph
This
is
would
you
be
can
a
just
good-
like
a
throwing
good
these
excuse to,
strange shurikens, basically, to just like delete an encounter
Revamp some
before
of
you
some
then
of the
set
old
morph
maps here,
environment
like
around you and move to the
show
next area.
all
And
that's happened
it's
throughout the
just really
seasons.
exciting I'm incredibly excited about watching players.
Hell,
just, like, solve
Nessus
puzzles
should be
and
completely
find
unrecognizable,
ways
almost
that you don't even
nearly
expect.
unrecognizable with
See,
Maya
like,
Thunderous running things.
And just like I really want to emphasize, you're going to be upgrading these, and when you get into especially the post-game experience, it's going to unlock. There's something unlocks with Matter Spark.
Or
that really changes the way that you can play the
maybe
competitive
see Neo Mooney,
So we're talking about
like get
matter,
more repaired.
matter.
Yes.
We have darkness abilities like Strand and Stasis already. Like, how is dark matter different?
Yeah.
So now we got-
dark matter and darkness are two completely separate things.
Yeah.
They're completely different things. But dark matter does exist in our world.
Yeah,
in
we
the
know,
world
we
of
know.
Destiny, we know it as being tightly connected to the Nine. It's what the Nine are actually made out of.
Yeah, they're made dark matter
in our
entities.
world, dark matter is invisible. You can't really see it.
No.
And it wouldn't be very
You can
fun to
perceive
make
it with the right
a,
equipment.
destination where there's an
But
invisible thing
visually?
that you can't actually see.
Unless-
for us on Kepler, there's a bioluminescent microbe that allows us to see all of this substance that's impacted this world so much. It allows us to see how it's impacted the plant life, how it's impacted the behavior of the peoples that we're going to encounter, and
So
we can
what?
see
So
how it
thick
has been
in
able to
dark
bring
matter so
these
thick
things
here
that are
affected
kind
the
of
light,
unstuck in
affected the
time into this current
local
I do have to put on my
ecosystem
drinking hat
and
for just a second and like, what does it smell like? What does it taste like?
Yeah. Dark matter smells and tastes like bleach and math. It's true.
Cannot wait to get that.
I mean,
Yeah.
Get it with a sandwich today.
that's
It's zesty.
Tula Vru.
Actually, so on the topic too of stuff.
A lot of
in
species
Halo
eat dark
as well,
matter.
We heard someone talking there. Can you tell us who that was?
Sure, that was Lodi. Lodi is a new character that we're introducing in
Oh.
Apollo.
Okay, yeah,
not in
Lodi.
Apollo, we're introducing him in the Edge of Fate.
Yeah.
Apollo.
I
Lodi.
want to give a special shout
Okay.
out to Brian Villalobos, who
Look like a
portrays
hunter,
Lodi and does a
And he's got glasses. And where have I seen this guy before?
Fascinating. He's kind of a fish out of water, but the fun thing about tropes is to kind of put a twist on them, right? So what if that fish that we pulled out of the water was the most qualified fish to be pulled out into the air?
Down for anything.
It's down for anything.
yeah.
And what if that fish was kind of made to be pulled out of the water? I don't want to give away too much because this character is way more fun for the players to figure out what his deal is, but I will say that Lodi is very, very far from home.
Very fair.
How
Very
far
I do
exactly?
have to call out too. Before we started this, you and Robbie were talking about how Lodi is like a notice me character.
Oh yeah, Robbie.
Notice
Robbie
me,
the
senpai, really?
I wanted someone that I just wanted to spend a bunch of
Yeah.
time with on this new adventure we're going on.
Yeah, a friend that we can look up to.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Notice me.
Notice,
Notice
me,
me.
Lodi.
What's the glasses,
It
though?
writes itself, or rather.
I mean, it's a nice touch, but
So, with regards to the characters as well, so is it a whole new cast of characters in the Edge of Fate?
No, we're going to see some new faces like Lodi and other characters, but we're also going to see some familiar ones too. Ikora is here. The stakes are high enough that she's here investigating what's going on. And as it turns out, in
Yeah,
one
she
of our
is.
major mysteries, she's kind of at the center of it. She was invited here, as was Lodi, same as we were. All of it's kind of tied together.
Very exciting. So,
Yeah, the way. If I can.
No, no,
yeah,
please.
no, yeah.
please.
Now,
the way
Ikora
you
is no
think
longer
about
leading
this
the
is,
hidden.
All these characters.
So I guess you got free
their
time.
fates are intertwined in some
Yes.
way. There's these puppet masters that have been pulling the strings for a very, very long time in order for everyone to get here at this moment. And so as a guardian and
This
these characters involved,
is
they're gonna
actually
have to decide
something
if
else
they're
as well that
fighting
would make a
fate.
good
Like,
story
that's
here.
what
It's
we think
like
about. For these individuals, that's what they're
we
gonna have
got
to go through
Crow
and
as the
determine
new
about
Hunter
how they can stand
Vanguard.
up to this new conflict
Ikora
that's surrounded by the
decided
Nine
to
because they are fated to be here. And what does that mean for them? What does that
leave
mean
the
for their
hidden,
future
and
future of Soul
you know
itself?
she's got
so with
her-
regard to
her,
these
successor already picked
characters
out.
in this world we find ourselves in, was there anything about that setting or in
Maybe
particular that really
it's time
influenced the
for
creation, rather,
a
of this
fresh
world that we're gonna be
Vanguard?
inhabiting?
Yeah, I'll give you a list of fun
Like, I
facts.
remember hearing, like,
First
there's
off, if you've been
random
paying attention to
dialogue
Justice
in the
over the last
tower
week or
where you
so,
hear
already
NPCs
know
saying
that there's
maybe
been people
Zavala
on
should
Kepler for a
step down as
long
Vanguard. He's been leading it
That's
for like
an
200
old-ass
years.
computer that you were
Now he
paying
no longer
attention
has the
to.
light. He has to
We
rely
also know
on
that the Vex are
darkness
here.
abilities.
They're studying the Nine because turns out the Nine can do something that the Vex can't. As Dave mentioned, the House of Exile are also here. They've become fixated on a being that they call the Giver.
The Giver.
And kind of most importantly, the dimensionality on Kepler is really thin. So the three
Something that the
dimensions
Vex
we can know
can't
and see and
do.
touch are very
Paracausality.
close to the realm that the Nine live in. And that means
won't understand it.
some things from Earth's past have been yanked into Kepler's present.
That explains Subway Car.
Yeah, I mean, so we've been talking about invitations throughout this, and
And
we
yeah,
can call
like,
out an invitation that's
whenever
actually
some
gonna be waiting in the
Vexen
game
council me they
after
don't
this is over.
know,
Right
they
as
try
the
their
night begins.
they don't know they
But
can't
now-
recreate. They try their best to make sure they
I
can
believe we have
recreate.
a trailer to show.
After all, they figured out how to accurately simulate
Yeah.
the sword logic of the Hive. The Nine. Extend an invitation. And I've got several of the invitations, a bit for all players. 3 dungeons beckon. And multiplayer. Increase enemy strength and new challenges. Oh, eternity. Ultimatum. Oof. Earn unique rewards. Oh. Nice machine gun. Nice! So it's basically just a regular gun. I want that thing. I want a glaive. Right of the 9. May 6th, which is today.
All right.
In
so
half an
that's
hour
Red
once the
of
reset
Nine, which
happens.
is Our essential prologue story for the Edge of Fate, and these 3 dungeons that are featured in this event are free for all players starting today. And so what's really important about this is that these dungeons are both for veteran dungeon crawlers, hardcore raiders, people have been in these places a lot, but also new guardians who have never stepped into a dungeon before, right? What was really important for us when we were developing Right of the Nine was
I've
that we were
got
changing
to
the
get more
formula on how we
more
can think about how we
dungeons.
can welcome even more even more people into these experiences. And so you're going to be able to go in solo, buffed up, and explore a dungeon by yourself, or go in match made with other fire team members shoulder to shoulder for the very first time. But don't worry, because we also have that higher level challenge for our veteran, our hardcore dungeon crawlers, where you're going to be able to earn the best possible loot, exclusive rewards, and also an exclusive title as part of Rights of the Nine. What's also really important about this event for being a prologue for the Edge of Fate is that it really reintroduces the emissary into the game.
Yes, the
You're gonna
emissary.
learn why her job is pretty crappy, and why she quits at the top of the Edge of Fate, like we saw.
Yeah, she clearly didn't do that by
And
choice.
So, and
I
we've been
mean,
talking a bunch.
with that
about,
armor, it makes it like she's a
our
cross
Destiny
between, what, a
expansions,
Titan and a
particularly
Hunter?
For Destiny going forward. So now I think it's time for us to start talking about
Or
how
a
the
Titan
hobby
that
of Destiny
decided to embrace the Hunter
going forward,
cloak.
the day-to-day of playing Destiny, week over week experience.
That's
We've
cool.
got someone else on the couch here to help us talk about that.
We have an expert in that very subject now who has gone ahead and joined us on the couch. We are now joined by the one and only Mr. Ben Womack, creative director here on Destiny. Ben, how's it going, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm really excited to be here. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, seriously.
is a
Yes, tell
It's going to
me.
be a very good.
Like, I've got a notebook right there, just sort of highlight stuff,
But,
keynotes.
just a little
And
bit
so does
about
he
what
as
you
well.
do
Yeah. So I'm the Destiny 2 creative director for the core game, or the core hobby,
Yeah.
as we call it.
Yeah.
And it has to do with all parts of the game, everything from Edge of Fate, through our seasons, through the fundamental systems. And in particular, like Rob was saying, I've been focusing on thinking about the kind of building blocks of Destiny 2 and getting those like not only stood up but also transformed and iterated on in some really exciting new places.
Nice. Well, let's go ahead and just start at the top. Can you tell us a little bit about what like the core formula of Destiny is changing and why?
Yes, so I think I need to start with the why first, because it's important to think about what is Destiny, what is great about Destiny. And Destiny is best when you have like awesome chases that you're excited about, you have really cool, powerful builds to make, and there's a mountain to climb that's right in front of you that you want to climb. You're like, I want that mountain, it looks pretty cool. And the thing that is not always true right now in Destiny is like it doesn't feel streamlined as it could. Players don't have as much agency. We want to be player driven. We want to be more rewarding than we are. Because right now there are barriers to playing
Yeah, of
Destiny,
course.
like, in the best way. And those barriers are insurmountable sometimes. So think about that whole picture of, okay, what is the Destiny that we really want, that has been in the past, that we also want to get back to, and where we want to go for the future?
I mean, I
That's
always
where
did
all the
like just
changes we're
replaying the
seeing
old
just
campaign
start,
missions.
like at their inception point. So it's a big piece of the pie.
Massive updates coming across so many systems of the game, and this is like we're just getting in, digging into the surface.
Yeah. I mean, to that same end, then, how are we making it easier? Pardon me, to go ahead and just get straight into the fun.
Oh no, let's do it, because that's exactly what we want to do. And the first thing you're going to see when you log into Destiny with Edge of Fate, you're going to log in your character and see your ship in orbit. It's going to say, it's not going to say open director, it's going to say open portal. And the
Portal?
portals are a new front page of the game.
Okay.
We're trying to like get you to the fun as fast as possible.
All
and
right.
as few clicks as we can, like,
Boy,
we
oh boy,
even have Edge of
so-
Fate there in the corner, so that
There it
it's
is,
like right
portal?
immediately there, no fumbling around with the map to get to it, really. And we're also taking other big parts of the game, the ritual
Quests,
for seasons, and putting them
reward,
into
path,
these
door.
ops categories. So the idea is that we're having these different.
Can we
ops
get
for
more
different moods,
bright
and
dust
we're having solo ops,
shop options here?
we're
Or really some of the old
party ops,
cosmetics,
we have
some of the old
critical ops,
cosmetic
and of course,
armors
we
that
have crystal
finally put in a
ops,
bright
so
dust
super important
store,
for
like
the
the full sets.
I mean, to start
Or
with
at
the
very
top,
least
can you
the
tell us a
sets
little
we
bit
all
about
we've got
solo ops?
partial
So solo ops,
completion.
solo ops is
You know,
exactly
I
what
think
it
I
says
missed
in
for
the
some.
game. It
I'm
is
only
a
missing
bunch of activities that are
two
made for solo players.
two pieces to get the full set.
Conception
So
point
just
of that
make it like a
was
bio
we
bright
wanna
dust.
make activities for players who have a
Crucible
small
op,
amount of time
Pinnacle ops.
that they want to play in, and they don't
Solo
necessarily
ops
want to
only, fire
have,
team ops.
like dependencies on other players, but they still want to get in there and play for 10 to 15 minutes. And get
Big
some
thing, of
real
course, is
progress.
get some loot.
have
Yeah,
it.
get some loot.
Can you have an
Get some
option
loot
where
and
you can
your character
turn
forward
off
and
like
yeah,
go
no,
like
it's
with a
fantastic, it's
controller
great.
cursor
And,
instead of a
even
mouse
if you
keyboard
don't feel like
mouse
playing
cursor like that
it's
here?
fine,
Come
because
on.
We have an activity type that is designed for one player.
Excellent. So,
I
to
mean,
that
some of
same
us
end,
do
what are
prefer
some
to
other
use
ways that we can
just
play and have
these
fun using
C-pads stuff like that here, rather than
Robbie
just
actually has a
move it
great
around or
example.
Yeah,
just
some of
saying.
the North Star that is what
Just
we
saying.
talked about when we were developing the portal early on was like, where are we headed with this thing? And ultimately, it's play your way. It's giving players more agency, more personal drive to figure out how they want to engage.
Okay, I
with
don't
the
know how
power
long it's gonna
line,
last here, but I
new
might have to
progression
end it
systems
soon
coming
because I got
and
things places to
seasons.
be.
And so the entirety new progression and power climb is now all available to you in the portal at your fingertips in one place. It's really easy to find, really easy to jump in. Anything you play inside of that category is gonna, any of those categories is gonna help you make progress. And so, because we want Destiny to be welcoming not only to new players, but also old players who are coming back.
Okay, the armors.
The Edge of Fate.
And this
we
area
also
here.
want this to be like a new even playing
Nice.
field for everyone. And so,
Not big on the
as part of
orange,
this
but
is a commitment from us as part of the core hobby and all the seasonal.
I gotta admit, I like how the asymmetrical look of the hunter.
Continually investing in this, right? We're going to be continually
The
updating
asymmetry
it
of the
over
helmet
time
there.
for years to come. And so, you know, you're asking me directly, like, what else is there to do?
Yeah.
Ben mentioned solo ops. We also have the fire team ops and pinnacle ops. Both these are more around playing with other fire team members, shoulder to shoulder. Where fire team ops are more quicker sessions. There are some longer form things in it too. But then pinnacle ops are more about those really long form or more challenging kind of focused activities like exotic missions, for instance. And so. And then
There are a
one
few
thing we
exotic
haven't
missions
talked
we gotta
about
do
yet,
still.
very deeply, but
But most of them require
incredibly important, and
Crucible.
Something that I think we've done for the first time.
The Guardian kills
ever,
and all that
maybe
stuff.
Since early D1.
It's kind of a return to form. in a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
ways,
yeah. You're going to be able to experience the entirety of the power climb within Crucible Ops by playing PvP, right? So this means like if you want to be sweaty, Andy,
Yeah,
which like I know
I
you,
do.
Dylan too. I know you're that way, right? Like I know both of y'all. Like if you want to put the sweatbands on, you're going to be able to play the entire experience in the season here and earn some of the highest tier loot that's also available in the game.
I have to say this is like super exciting because like my player type or other folks out in the community, like they want to go in, they want to jam on PvP, but then their friends invite them to do a dungeon or a higher tier activity, and they're like, oh wait, I need to grind a long time to get up to power. Now through PvP, they can get up to power, and you can just bring them into that PvE experience and have a fun time with each other.
You mean you couldn't do that before?
I primarily played D1, so I'm really looking forward to that. So it sounds like the core, obviously, of what you guys are talking about. Play the way you
Great.
want to play.
Another reason why I'm glad I never
I
played
wanna challenge
PvP.
myself, push myself.
Oh yeah,
a little bit more.
that's important to us.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Depth is
Yeah.
important to us.
well, death, but also success.
Yes,
and
that's
creation
true.
from it.
That's
right?
true. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we really want to give agency. That's one of the things. Player agency, player driven towards loot and challenge. And so we have a really hugely expanded activity customization system. We have a lot more difficulty levels. and we have a ton
Customize?
of new modifiers. We have 50 new modifiers along with all the old modifiers that we've released in the past.
Okay,
They're gonna make this
interesting.
big curated web of options for you to experience any of the PvE content in the curator. And so, like, we have
Is there a
Banes, not
new-
just old Banes that we have, but new Banes as well.
Are they resetting the light
Boons
levels
to
here?
help you like get advantages in your activities and for your build. We have challenges and trade-offs. And the fun part is you're going
100?
to get these different combinations that are available.
I'm hoping there's a
You're going to
placeholder,
mix
something
the
like that,
two.
just as a
Things
script,
the way you
just,
play. It'd be
you know,
pretty interesting.
don't look
Sometimes
too deep
the
into
way
it.
you prefer you to play. Like there's a new boon called Grappler that I personally love.
Grappler?
It's my preferred way to play, where they give you 3 grapple grenades, replacing your
Oh.
current grenade. You can't do the melee, but
Oh,
you charge super fast.
you can't do
So
the melee?
Any build you want, you can
Ah,
run Spider-Man
boo.
around any map.
But then the bonus, yeah, okay, Spider-Man with the Guardian, sure, why not?
Ben is talking about is what we kind of call the virtuous cycle.
No, without
Right, where you're gonna be crafting your
gameplay
build,
limitations, you could probably
tinkering
do that all the
with
time, can
activity,
you?
looking at,
Can you do
like,
that all
how
the time?
can
Like in
earn,
lore,
a higher
can you
tier
always
reward
do
by
the
taking
grapple
a
with the
higher
strand all the
challenge,
time
and
without having to wait a
you're
cooldown?
looking towards that
Yeah, you do.
next-
Yeah, you
next round
can.
of the climb just ahead of you all the time. And so this is really about how far you want to push yourself upwards within the portal itself. But also, we also are thinking about the people, and that's the depth, right? That's the depth of the challenge that we're talking about. That's also, but we're also thinking about the people who don't have as much time to play with like solo ops, and also if you're scared of modifiers or you're scared of customizing these
Or
activities,
you just don't feel
or
like
you just don't
it
feel like
today.
doing it. Yeah, no, that's a great way to describe it. Thank you. We have a bunch of quick play options, right, Ben?
Yeah, quick play options, and we actually have matchmaking and fire team ops.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And we have fire team finder, and so you're able to like really choose kind of what you're in the mood for.
Oh yeah, we
you know?
technically have matchmaking across every activity that exists.
Except for solo ops, because that's solo.
Right,
But
yeah.
yes,
Yes, but
otherwise,
in the fire
aside
teams
from
and
that
pinnacle
one.
ops, it's
Solo ops,
every-
my kind of thing.
You'll have options to play by yourself or with other people. Oh, actually, a really fun part is you can play a strike by yourself as hard as you want it to
That's
now,
true, yeah,
which is
yeah.
really fun. Yeah.
Well, you're talking about like all the different boons and combinations. I think at one point you were saying around 50 or something like that. Those
50 new
apply.
ones.
50 new ones.
Yeah.
So it's like you can
50
take
new
those into
ones.
solo ops. Like we're talking about this being kind of leisurely, bite-sized activity, but if you want to take it and say, I don't want.
This is a good way to use system to quickly do the bounties.
You can kind of customize and do that.
You can just do it from the very start if you really want to.
Yeah, one of the common ways I do the bounties, which is just
and the
start up
point is that you're
the
going to
Graph of Avarice
far
dungeon and
more
just
than
kill a bunch of the hot thralls and acolytes and the wizards.
Something that's really important to the vision here for the portal. Yeah.
Rewards, huh?
Rewards. There are a lot of rewards, aren't there?
It's funny you mentioned it. Yeah.
Yes, here we go. This matters.
But let's talk about gear for a little bit here.
Yeah.
Talk about vault space.
And why should Guardians care?
Yeah, so like talking about chases and mountains and builds, like gear's at the center of all of that. And we actually have 2 giant gear changes. I'm gonna like put in 2 little buckets for us to talk about.
Yep.
The first one is Armor 3.0. And the next one is gear tiers. And so, like,
Gear
talking about
tiers.
Armor 3.0 first.
At this point,
we
Sunset's a
are
bunch
probably
of new
making the biggest
weapons, so I
change
can
ever
know which
since
to delete.
Shadowkeep
It's
around
huge.
the system.
Ooh,
It's enormous.
Warlock.
Yeah, so like we're adding set bonuses, which is a
Not
long
bad.
requested feature.
Set
for all
bonuses.
the new armor that you're going to
Ah.
get at Edge of Fate launch.
Yeah, if we
And
get
we're
full
redoing
set.
all the stats on armor, where they can now like exceed 100.
Go beyond 100.
Go beyond 100
This is
for
classic.
extra bonuses.
Yep.
We're gonna every single piece of new legendary armor that drops is going to have all the energy.
4
filled in,
piece,
so
2
you can
piece.
fill
All
it
right,
away.
yeah.
And it's going to essentially like. There's more features actually that I could talk about, but I don't think I'm allowed to yet.
What's that material?
Something
The
that we can't
cloak.
talk about too. You mentioned gear tiers as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so gear tiers are very exciting because every single legendary weapon and armor that you can get is going to have 5 gear tiers, starting from 1 going up to 5. And like we have a 5
Masterworking
gear
too?
5 piece of legs.
Aeon
armor
Renewal
on the screen
Strides.
right now. And you can see that like this is like looks really cool with
It
iconography,
takes
but
an
it also
Archon
has
to understand our
stats.
our
And-
fated
what's-
gifts.
What's that?
Yeah, what's going on with the energy?
The
there?
unwintered.
The energy says 11. And it's
Ah.
true.
11, yep.
It's not a typo. Like energy is going to 11 for higher tier armor. And so if you want that for your build crafting opportunities,
Not for
because
weapons.
some new
Class
options we haven't had
weapons?
before, you're going to have to challenge yourself to get more higher tier armor and keep on going to get yet more higher tier armor to get those options.
Yeah. And this is also not something that's just relegated to armor, right? When it comes to weapons, they're obviously getting their own refresh as well.
Yes, yes.
What's Destiny without chasing some?
You read
hot
my mind.
weapons?
Yeah, like weapons
seriously.
are part of the player identity. You know, some people like
Yep.
have a gun that they love.
You
and
got fashion, and then you have gunplay. Right?
true.
Yeah, I still
So
got
we
some
do
old
have
weapons.
fashion
Just I
for
never
your guns.
deleted because they've got like outlaw dragonfly perks.
Once you reach tier
Even though I
5,
never use them,
you're
just they're
sure
stuck in the vault.
You're going to be getting tier 5 weapons, and those have unique shader treatment. It's like essentially a completely different look that's going to immediately identify it
Giver's
to you and
Blessing,
others,
something beyond
and this
time?
is the highest tier gear of this drop.
Holy shit! Look at all
It's
those.
going to show on the weapon. It's going to show on the icon. It's even going to show when
Deeper
you
ammo
kill
reserve,
enemies with
psych.
that weapon, because there's unique kill effects for tier 5 weapons that you can.
I mean,
turn
it's
on
obviously
if
you
want
can
it, but
tell
your
it's like a
gameplay will
common
show
assault
that, oh, yeah,
rifle,
the
but with a
weapon that is
new
being used is like the highest tier you can get.
shroud or something like
Yeah,
that.
Giver's Blessing, which I think we have on screen right now. This is one of the Kepler auto rifles, and I
Kepler.
cannot put this thing down.
it's so good.
Yeah, when we're playing through the Edge of Fate right now. And it's what's really exciting about it for me is that like when you see that
And
tier
people
5 drop,
quickly
like, you
find a
know
way to
immediately that's
break
better
the
than
game,
tier 3,
cheese
tier
it like
4
crazy.
weapon that you have, right?
With
And
the
I
right
think that's-
with the
when we
right
talk about
combo
making
and
it easier,
everything.
Destiny easier to just jump in, find the fun.
gonna be fun.
Make it accessible, but also create more depth. You know, this is what we're thinking about. It's like how can we just make immediate like you understand like okay, this is probably better than the thing I have right now, depending on what gear tier it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good example of how much time and effort is being put into these game systems to make them more like approachable. Change can be scary. There's a lot of change that's about to come to the game. We're Armor 3.0. We have so many new boons. We have a bunch of new stuff. And after 10 years of Destiny,
A lot of
this
things
is
to
gonna
learn.
flip some stuff on its head. So I mean, we're gonna have a bunch of blog content. We're gonna have interviews with Robbie, with Ben.
Tell me,
with other
Vol,
folks
Vol, Vol,
across the
quickly, I
team that
gotta-
have been working on this, and then we'll also be elevating our creator community when they're creating guides, all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be a fun time, but. Ultimately, a big shout out and thank you to all the folks that have been coming into our studio, giving feedback early on some of these systems so they can be more approachable. And we're looking forward to all the feedback that's going to be coming after launch too. Like this is again one of our first steps into something, and then the community and we are going to build something amazing.
Yeah, and I can't stress enough how much feedback we've gotten from the community summits we've been running over the last year.
I gotta
from the
wonder how
Edge
this
of
will
Fate,
change
and
everything
people
here,
reaching out
because
to the community team and others to us.
one of the reasons I
your
come
feedback
back to
has been
Destiny
valuable.
is always
Like,
just
seriously,
try to
thank you so
farm
much.
primary
We're making this
engrams,
game together,
so I can like
Yeah,
try to
it's
infuse
incredibly
many weapons I can,
part of
many
the process.
exotic
I
armor
don't think we would
pieces,
Be able to make what we do without it.
exotic weapons.
Working with the community is obviously a
And of
core part.
course,
Dylan,
the
huge
Bright
thanks
Dust
to you and your
store
team, obviously, for helping
every
lead that
reset.
charge. And, in advance for the big blogs you get to write, and then
Oh.
also our social media team. We'll go ahead and get out the door, so go ahead and
gonna
give
be
us a
fun.
follow.
I think
across the
Ben,
board, but
you were saying you wanted to try to break the record for longest twid.
I'm more predicting we are.
Yeah. So
It's not about try, it's the state of things.
it's going to be a multi-month journey as we head towards launch. So
yeah, be a good time. But we've been talking a lot about the core Destiny hobby. How does that extend into like how players are going to experience like a full year of Destiny?
Yeah, so we've been focusing
I
on
think-
improving and changing the formula of Destiny in multiple ways. And so
Yeah,
progressing progressing through the Fate Saga is going to be more meaningful with 2 expansions a year. We've been talking about how focusing our seasons
Renegades
on the core hobby of Destiny. And
I really hope Renegades here involves like groups like the Practice Order, the Concordat, maybe the return of the 3 factions. Who knows?
In the year Prophecy
Who knows? Like,
and so ultimately that means there's 4 big beats
the
happening
Lawless
in a
Seasons.
year, 2 expansions, 2 free major updates between those expansions.
Come on,
So
I
what that means we're
read.
not
Oh,
doing
the
is
followers
paid
of Dragon
single
Yor.
content
We
anymore.
haven't
We're not
heard
doing separate
Dragon Yor in a
storylines.
long
And
time.
this also
Maybe
means
finally
we're not
introduce Shin
building a
Malphur.
bunch of activity content that basically just goes away and is less
You get the
meaningful
idea.
to the game.
It's about
after
time we
3
go for
months.
more
So
of
we're
the
instead focusing
internal
all of that
dilemma
effort
here.
to go
We got
there
a bit of
instead
that
into
here
building
during the
up
whole
core
thing
hobby
with
of the game, so the core hobby stays
Lakshmi
fresh,
and how she felt about
and
the House of
exciting
Light.
year round. And so,
Go further. Go further.
ultimately,
There's
this means
enough
no more
with
paywalls
like
for seasonal content,
divide
and also,
within
these major updates themselves
humanity,
that I'm
not just the last city, but
excited
humanity as a
about
whole.
right now. The size of them,
Maybe
roughly,
even
the
with
inspiration
Neo
that I'm
Mooney.
thinking about is,
Neo
like,
Moona
Into the
here
Light.
with some of people there, not
When
exactly
you say, like,
happy
into the light, for folks
being
that
in
aren't out there,
contact
like, what-
with
for a major
Earth
update,
and
how
their
big is
warlords.
that? Like, how do you encapsulate
Yeah,
that?
so when I say Into the Light, a lot of this is like the inspiration of what it was. And with Into Light came a really cool theme that wrapped around all the new stuff we were building within it, but also a lot of the reprise stuff as well. And also, with it came Onslaught, a new type of activity.
Oh, yes.
It came with reprised exotic missions and a rethinking of how we could do like
I still
a
use
rad
the
style event, a
pulse
raid
rifle
event,
from Onslaught,
with the Pantheon.
the original
So for
one.
our first major update coming
Pantheon.
a few
Okay,
weeks
like I'm gonna have to. I hate to do this, but I have to go right now. So guys, thank you for watching. What I saw excites me, so I can't wait for more. I just Fate. The next, as this recording here, it's like less than 20 minutes before the reset happens. So I got some things to do. So guys, thank you for watching. As always, kind of all you all thought. Like for more videos. And I'll see you all in Destiny 2 at Mitaku 20. Just look for that Bungie icon. I look through my old Bungie Let's Play, Destiny 2 Let's Play videos. Check it out. Till then, see you then.